healing is sort of a thankless job. It's always been this case in any game that I've ever played that has healing. In many situations, it seems like people who pick healers do so for altruistic reasons. They're looking out for the greater good, putting aside their own needs and desires and wants and saying, hey, our team needs this. If we're gonna make it through this encounter, if we're gonna win this fight, whatever, we need healers. And unfortunately, they do so knowing that most of the time their teammates not only aren't going to thank them, but are gonna pin all of the blame on them if anything goes wrong. So it's for this reason why I was completely baffled today, opening up the Overwatch patch notes and reading what I read, which is that players should now see fewer play of the games featuring Mercy's resurrection ability. Why? Why was this needed? What exactly, like, who was complaining so much about this? Like, man, I don't like those Mercies getting all those play of the games with those 4 or 5 times resurrects. Number one, you damn right they should be getting play of the games with a 4 or 5 man team resurrect. If all your asses died because you weren't playing well, paying attention, line of sighting, or whatever, sticking too far away from your healer, she comes in and reses all of you, you should give her play of the game. I just don't understand. Oh my god. Why was this necessary? Why was this needed? And the worst part is, it's not even like play of the game does anything. It doesn't mean anything. There's no big significance behind it other than making people feel good. And if there's anyone we should be making feel better, it's probably all those healers that are never getting thanked and always getting blamed. It's so funny because this is almost like a growing trend. Look, we're not putting on tinfoil hats here. I'm not saying that Blizzard's got these grand plans to make all healers feel shitty, but it certainly feels that way at times. Let's take a brief trip back in history not too long ago to how support players were being treated in Overwatch's competitive ranking system, namely that they weren't ranking equally or fairly. And at first this was just a hypothesis. People were saying that they felt like this was happening to them. They'd be playing games with their damage dealing friends who would be rating much higher, and we had the community giving all sorts of input, either agreeing with that or saying that's wrong, it's not happening, saying the healers just aren't playing as well, saying that healers don't deserve a higher rating because they're doing less, apparently. Well, Blizzard then came out and officially said that yes, certain support players were placing much lower than they should have, and they addressed this concern. But then way back, and this is something many of you may not know, is that back in the beta, the early beta, some time ago, there was a point in time where, as playing Mercy, for example, I would get eliminations for anyone that I was healing or damage boosting when a kill occurred. So it was at that point in time where it was almost hysterical that as a Mercy player, I would be gold in eliminations on almost every game. So long as I was aiding a person who participated in a kill, I got credit for that as well. And Blizzard took that back. But it's such a strange thing because for something that's so meaningless, but also at the same time makes players feel better because, hey, yeah, I'm doing well, I'm participating, all this stuff. They took that away. And now they're like, you guys don't need to play the games. You don't need, Mercy, you don't need to play the games. It feels strange and like an unnecessary change or adjustment. Now, if we want to have an argument that there would be play of the games occurring that weren't actually qualifying as play of the games, and meaning that beyond a large number of things occurring in a short amount of time, which is how, as far as I can tell, these tend to get calculated, either a high volume of kills or a high volume of resurrects or a high volume of saves or countering and alt. If a lot of things occur in a small space of time, it seems like how play of the game gets calculated. Now, if we want to have an argument that that's not the best way to do it, and we should look at plays that actually swayed the tide of the match, we could have an argument that there should be a way to better do that. I don't know if Blizzard's even capable, but just saying, I'm sure it's hard to try to come up with like an algorithm to decide these huge pivot points. We could have that discussion about the merit of plays of the game in general, but still, just the notion that like, oh, those damn Mercy players were getting too many play of the games, we gotta show them what's for, like, it just, again, I had another plan for a video today, I started working on it, but then these patch notes popped up and I saw this, and I just sat there scratching my head, like, are these really the adjustments that we need to be making? Is this really such an issue that Mercy players are getting a little pat on the back at the end of the match for getting a 4 or 5 man res for their team? Is that, it's already such a thankless job. I already never want to play healer because you just feel like shit. No matter what happens, nothing good's gonna come out of it. People are always gonna say, oh, good job, you got that quad kill there. Congratulations, nice ult. But so rarely do you say, hey, good heals, Mercy. You stopped most of us from dying, even though our dumbasses kept on walking in front of enemy fire. You never hear that. If anything, when they do that too often and die too much, you're the one that gets shouted at. It's just, you gotta do something to make healers feel better because it is already such a thankless position. It's a big part of the reason people don't want to play healers, in my humble opinion, for what it's worth. All right, my friends, well, that is gonna do it for me here today as we talk about the thankless job of healing and how it's just getting that much more thankless now for Mercy players. I hope you enjoyed your play of the games while they lasted, because no more. All right, my friends, that is gonna do it for me here today. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. As always, I hope you have a good afternoon, and until next time, I'll see you later.